I never believed in aliens. Not until I met one. It was a night like any other. Quiet. Peaceful. And then the sky split open. A flash of light. A roar of engines. And before I could process what was happening, a spaceship crashed near the woods behind my house. The ground trembled as the craft tore through the trees, its metallic frame crumpling like paper under the force of the impact. I knew I should have called someone, but something inside me told me to wait. I grabbed a flashlight, grabbed my coat, and ran out into the night. It was eerily silent. Too silent. The wreckage smoldered, thick smoke rising in the distance. I should have turned back, I knew that. But I didn't. I approached cautiously. The air smelled of burning metal, and the debris was scattered everywhere. As I moved closer, I saw someone, stirring in the wreckage. My heart pounded. It was a woman. Her skin was an odd shade of pale blue, almost metallic. Her hair long and silver, cascading in wild waves across her face. Her clothes were torn, revealing markings that looked like nothing I'd ever seen before. Alien. She groaned, her glowing eyes flicking open. And then she saw me. Without warning, she scrambled to her feet, her movements fluid, almost predatory. Her eyes narrowed, scanning me like I was prey. I froze, unsure of what to do. "Stay back," she hissed, her voice low and full of menace. She raised a strange weapon at me, a sleek black object that hummed with energy. My instincts screamed at me to run, but I couldn't move. "I don't want to die," I stammered, unsure if she understood me. She didn't answer. Instead, she leveled the weapon at my chest, and the air around me seemed to crackle with energy. I was going to die. But then, just as quickly as she had raised the weapon, she faltered. Her arm dropped, her eyes glazed over, and she collapsed to the ground. I rushed to her side. Was she dead? I checked her pulse. Still alive. Barely. I didn't know why I did it, but I lifted her into my arms and carried her back to my house. Maybe it was the way she looked at me before she passed out. Or maybe it was just the adrenaline. I didn't have time to question it. I had an alien in my house. The next few hours were a blur. I tried to clean her up, wrap her injuries, but I had no idea what I was doing. Her wounds were unlike anything I'd ever seen. The skin on her arm had burned in a way that didn't look human. Nothing looked human. When she finally woke up, she looked around, disoriented. And then her gaze locked onto mine. "You saved me?" she asked, her voice low but sharp, full of disbelief. I nodded slowly. "You looked like you needed help." Her eyes flicked to the weapon lying on the floor. "You shouldn't have saved me." I shrugged, unsure how to explain myself. "You weren't exactly in a position to kill me anyway." Her eyes flashed with anger. "You don't understand. I wasn't supposed to be saved. I was sent here to kill you." The words hit me like a punch to the gut. "What? Kill me? Why?" She took a slow, deep breath, as if deciding how much to reveal. "You're a threat to my species. Your genetic anomaly could destroy everything we've worked for." I swallowed hard, trying to make sense of it all. "I'm just me. I don't even know what you're talking about." Her gaze softened, but there was still coldness in her eyes. "You're a human. You wouldn't understand." "Yeah, well, I didn't expect to wake up this morning with an alien in my living room." She stared at me for a long moment, the silence between us thick and uncomfortable. Finally she stood, her movements tense. "Where am I?" "You're in my house. You crashed here, remember?" She looked around, as if surveying her surroundings for any sign of danger. "I can't stay here. They'll come for me." "Who?" "My people. They know I failed. They won't let me live." That's when it hit me. She was running. Not from me, but from her own kind. I knew I should have told her to leave, to go back to wherever she came from. But something about her situation, made me hesitate. I offered her food. She ate, but it was more out of necessity than gratitude. We sat in silence for a while. She refused to tell me more about herself, but there was something in her eyes that kept me coming back. The way she looked at me when she thought I wasn't paying attention. The vulnerability. The confusion. It took a few days before she finally spoke to me again. "You humans don't have much, do you?" she asked, her voice softer now. I raised an eyebrow. "What do you mean?" "I've watched you. Your emotions are simple. You fight. You love. You die. It's all very fleeting." I chuckled, even though the situation wasn't funny. "Sounds like a fair description of life." She looked at me, really looked at me for the first time. "And you? What do you fight for?" I didn't have an answer. For the first time in my life, I didn't know what I was fighting for. Over the next few weeks, I learned more about her. Her name was Zira. She was part of an elite warrior race from a distant galaxy, trained to kill, to conquer. Her species believed in survival of the fittest, and they viewed humans as weak. But Zira wasn't like the others. She started to open up to me. She asked me questions about Earth, about love, about freedom, things she'd never been taught to understand. And I started to see her differently. She wasn't just some cold-blooded killer. She was lost, alone. But then, everything changed. A ship appeared in the sky, another one. I didn't know it at the time, but it was a rescue mission. Her people had come to bring her back, and they weren't happy. They wanted her dead, for betraying her mission, for choosing me. I heard the voices outside before I saw the ship. They were loud, angry, demanding. Zira stood by the window, her eyes darkening. "They've come for me," she whispered. I could feel the tension building, thick in the air. "What are you going to do?" She didn't look at me. Instead, she turned toward the door. "I have no choice. I have to go." I didn't want to let her go. I didn't know what I would do without her. But she was right. She couldn't stay here. But then, something in her changed. She turned to face me, her eyes filled with something I hadn't seen before. Fear? Regret? "I can't do it," she said, voice shaking. "I can't go back." The door burst open. They were here. Her people. They were armed. Armed to the teeth. But Zira didn't hesitate. She grabbed me and shoved me toward the back door. "Run!" she ordered. I didn't argue. We ran, through the woods, through the night. But her people were fast. They were coming for us. And when they caught up, it wasn't what I expected. Zira turned. She fought. She fought against her own kind. To protect me. And for the first time, I saw her for what she truly was. A warrior. A protector. When the battle was over, we were both exhausted. We were both covered in blood. Her people's blood. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I never meant to hurt anyone. I never wanted this." "You didn't have a choice," I said softly. "We both did," she replied. "Now, We were fugitives. But we were free. Free to choose what came next. And no matter where we went, I knew one thing. She came to kill me. But now, she would do anything to protect me. And maybe, just maybe, I'd do the same for her. Do you think Zira made the right choice? What would you have done? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures.